Right. Welcome back, survivors. So today we're going to go over a couple different builds that we have put together. I know I've been talking about our tree-based build, which is something I have wanted to show off. I do like these the setup for three campfires together here. It keeps it
I
organized for
can't be
me.
the only one feeling tired.
One of the first
Time to hit the
tips I
hay?
do want to cover is going to be the juice box containers that we're going to see here in
Just
just
like
a
a fruit
second
basket.
once we fill up on our food and water.
Tastes good.
And the idea with them is how you can have multiple ones that fill up at the same time without having to stop and manually fill up with your canteen. Now, what you want to notice is that I have a couple of them here all filled up with juice. But you see how these first four here are all connected where they're clipping into each other, but this last one is not. That is what you want to look for. Is so long as they're connected together, they will automatically all fill up. One thing I do like is the way that these roots are actually set up. Because the one that you see I set my stairs on here kind of let me just connect right into this bigger root, which let me build straight toward the tree. Now originally obviously had just clover ramps here to work with, and I built everything else around it as it was completed. But I decided to spiral my way up to the back side of the oak tree, since this was the access I knew I was going to need zip lines for. And let's out on the balcony here, you'll notice our zip points. One is going to our zip tower down there, one to the picnic table, and one that will get us over to the haze area. A little simple setup. And as we make our way into the main part of our base here, this is where we end up getting all our stuff done. And it circles the outside of the trunk itself of the oak tree. Now, believe it or not, these actual window designs came about due to the fact that we cannot name all of our saves. So it made it easier to always save our games where you could tell which one was which. And circling the actual base of the tree here, you'll notice we have all of our crafting stuff that we need. We have extra water. Everything we can make in the game currently. And this is our relaxation area, and it's your home base, if you will. And our little bedroom here. Individual storage boxes. Alright. So up here, we're going to deal with our zip lines to give us easier access. This one right here is going to be our berry farm. If we ever need to go get berries, we're just going to take this line. This one here is going to take us to the ascension point once they do add some new content to that secondary pond. Which on this other side, I have one more that will get us to any new content, like once we have that, which will probably be official release from my understanding at this point. Around the corner here, I have built a roof access point. And up here is just more or less an empty storage floor. I just needed to seal off the ceiling. We have our roof access. countless amounts of feathers went into this. But the radar definitely helps in finding your resources now. Now over here I'm going to have a sneak peek of a project that I'm currently still working on. We had news of the April update, and I don't know if we're going to get any changes within this next month, as I might lose some of this building, as the back half of that is actually sitting past the barrier. Now, you would think at this point we're done, right? This is it. This is the end of the building. This is all we have on our tree base. Well, we created a section here that will allow us to go through the oak tree. As we work our way up these acorn stairs. I tried to design this so it actually gave the appearance of being like it would be a tunnel. You're kind of going into the tree itself the best you could. I would have loved to actually closed in this section here as a tunnel, but it becomes really hard to build. Maybe in creative, it might be easier if you have, you know, an easier way to design things. But I do like the way that this came out here. You have your little roof access for storage. And we can better see that project I was talking about here, if you didn't see it too well earlier. These are our secret zipline access points. So this one will allow you to go from your main base directly to the wood pile. And this one over here will get us to the sandbox and directly to the top of the garbage can over there. And here we can get a better 3D view of this if we can. Let's see. And I love the way this came out. And it just fit in between the two branches of the tree. So from here, we want to work our way back down. Normally we would take a zip line, one of those zip lines, to wherever we were intending to go. But instead, we're going to work our way downward, back into the lower part of the base. You'll see usually it's not too hard to do this, but that's kind of why we made the bed that was up there. Was just in case you're climbing and you get caught off with one of your friends that wants to sleep for the night. You don't have to make that, you know, climb down.
That was refreshing. Oh.
Here we can get a better view of the actual base design. Best we can. I think this one came out really well. From here we want to make our way down to our zip line, because I think we want to get a better view of the actual base here. You've got to let us get an actual good angle of it. We got our zip line straight to the picnic table.
Yeah!
See if we can turn this around here. That's our primary base. See if we get a bee stuck in our ascension point there. I like this wall setup here. If you actually put in a connection point on the wall, it works out really well. Even during night when you have the bees on the table, for whatever reason it seems to ignore them. This build at least has been better than other ones I have designed up there. You know, people that are talking about mounts in this game, and I'm kind of confused because, you know, you can see with these zip lines, we can get anywhere in the map we really want to. And if you set up your stairway points like this here, you can get, you know, from lower areas to upper areas. So I just, maybe we'll come up with a reason for that. Right here I want to showcase my design that I came up with for the bleachers. It took a while to come up with anything that made sense for the basketball goal. So I kind of came up with some seating that's, you know, to watch like the games being played. I even made this little basket on the side for you to store your rocks in. There was a video out there I had seen that showed the Etch-a-Sketch here as an actual movie theater. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Ladybug coming through.
One of the things I noticed that we don't seem to really have a whole lot of in this game is interior decorative items. I mean, we have some things like tables and chairs
no
to
lemon
design
crime,
with,
but
but you know, some of the things I thought we could use is like decorative banners. I thought that would be an interesting thing we could add for hanging on the wall. Up here around this bend, we're going to notice another building I have to showcase here. Now, this building is a little bit more controversial because in an actual game playthrough, there's no real reason for us to build gardens, at least currently, not with the way the game is designed. Between clovers, mushrooms, grass, sprigs even, and most of these having a 72-hour, even in-game grow time, it's just not useful. I do not see the practicality in it. Any one of these items can be obtained far easier than in a much shorter time than it would take to grow anything. So for these purposes, it's nice to be able to show something that we can grow, but in practicality, it'd be nice if we can actually grow things that we would have a reason to build something like this for. This next building up here that we're going to show actually utilizes an exploit that's currently in the game, or a bug. I dubbed this Weevil Rock over here because you'll notice that there is a ton of weevils. And this is daily. This never stops. These guys will continuously cover this rock face. And there's a trick to doing that. But what I decided to make here was a snack station for everybody who ran low on their snacks, or if you're starting a new game with a new player, you could easily come here, and as you can see, we have tons of racks set up,
and you can get the amount of snacks that you need for whatever run that you're doing for the time. If you notice here, we also have our little snack box. And this was a pretty simplistic design. It's interesting when you're wandering around on this because you'll constantly hear the fish below you. But here's a 3D view of it. Pretty simplistic. Now we have one more building that I do want to showcase, primarily because this building has been used as a thumbnail, and some have asked me what the building itself looks like or if I built it on the same save. So what we're going to do here is we're going to work our way back to our main base, and we're going to take one of our zip lines to make this a little bit faster for us. Trick to creating your own Weevil rock there, it actually comes down to the space that is between the two rocks, the actual rocks creating the barrier for the pond. If you pick up some mushroom pieces and you drop one or two of them in between those rocks, you'll notice they'll get kind of stuck, and it'll cause Weevil after Weevil to show up. One of the cooler things I do like about these tree-based builds is that you get to see cool stuff like this. Get a little cheer in.
Oh, yeah!
Alright, we'll make our way back up. Up here on the right, we're going to get a sneak peek of our last building to showcase today. And we're going to take our zip line to make this a little quicker to get down there. This one didn't take much to build, really is just simple block lettering. The trickier part to actually building it was, it came down to the actual lighting of it. I do wish there was a way to change how far away that we can see light. I think that was something that they had changed along the way when we were dealing with memory issues. I think that was one of the things they did change. I could be wrong. This is simple building. It looks pretty decent during the day. But I do think that it actually shines better at night. That's knocked. Selfless channel promotion. And what I'll do here is I'll go ahead and give you guys a good picture using our zip line on a night shot. You'll notice right here how the light fades out of the lettering. So I'd like to be able to change that if it's an option we can have in the game. Currently I got 3 more projects I am working on. I do have this large project that I want to showcase. I'm not going to decorate it purely because it may end up getting destroyed. So I'm going to decide when I want to actually showcase that one. Stay tuned for more content. If you do like the content, go ahead and like and subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next episode.